All right. I hope I'm coming in good on Facebook. Look like I'm pausing, but let me know on Facebook if I am pausing, lagging, as some people say. So let me know, um, you that are watching Facebook, YouTube. Let me know. I just want to know if I am lagging. If I'm not, let me know. If I am, let me know. Just let me know if I'm coming in short. I'm meant to be on so many minutes ago. So that means I'm probably not going to be on here real long. Well, I don't plan to be. Now, on my end, it looked like I'm pausing. Okay, so Kylan is saying I'm good. On my end, it looked like I'm pausing. On my end, it looks like I'm pausing. All right. But Kylan, you said I'm good. Okay. Facebook, am I good? All right. Anybody on Facebook, let me know if I'm good. No one is saying anything. I'm not stuck. I'm waiting to see. So I guess if Kylan says I'm good, then I must be good on Facebook as well. All right. What's up? It's Straight Talk Friday. I want to talk about some things, and then I'm gonna be done. All right. And I guess everybody can catch on when they catch on. I'm gonna try to cover every one of these topics that I'm getting ready to post here. And if I get an opportunity to talk about them all, I will. If not, oh well. So let me just go ahead and pull it up. So I want to start in the order that I'm going to see these. All right. So I want to talk about the first one. I want to talk about is the one that's centered on the video that I did earlier, where I was talking about refusing to sink. A lot of times we always telling people, how we're, the positive side of what we experience and the positive side of what we go through. And sometimes in life, there are times I think, there's sometimes we should have matured past certain things. But I don't want us to think that maturity means that you don't have, I don't want you to think that maturity doesn't mean that you don't have, you're not complete, you're not whole. As a human being, you're going to go through different experiences and changes in life. You're not going to agree with it. You're not going to like it. You're not going to always want it. And everything is not, you're not going to always understand everything that you experience. You're not going to always like all the experience that you have. So when I was talking about refusing to sink, there's a lot of stuff that's been very, 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 very overwhelming, to say the least. And like I said, not overwhelming to the point that I can't function. But, there was a time in my life, and I've said this in the past, there was a time in my life that I felt, that little commercial said, never let them see you sweat. There was a time in my life I felt like, man, I better not express this. I better not share this. I gotta, to me, it was putting on the fake front. To me, it was putting on the fake front. It was putting on the fake face, and I didn't want to put on no fake face. I don't want to put on no fake front. I didn't want to be hypocritical about emotions and stuff, and especially if you've been raised in a certain environment, especially if you're raised in some Christian environment, especially, those of us in the black church, seems like, don't deal with your emotions and don't say certain things. And, let women deal with their emotions and stuff. And it seems like when you don't deal with your emotions, excuse me, your emotions have a way of dealing with you. And so I just want us to really understand that there comes a point in time in life that you really have to begin to deal with yourself of it. And, I always appreciate people praying. I appreciate people who reach out. I appreciate all that type of stuff. I think that's just, that's cool that somebody would think about you and be like, hey, I saw what you wrote, or I saw what you posted. I saw what you put up. I saw your video, whatever. And I just want you to stay encouraged. That stuff is cool. I appreciate all that. I'm not one of those that, contrary to what some people may assume or think, I don't put stuff up for people to be sympathetic. I just believe, you should know what's sometimes on the mind of an individual. I remember years ago, somebody told me, I preached about not wanting to preach one time and didn't have a desire to do it anymore. Didn't want to do it anymore. And somebody, I got it, was like, hey, I don't want to ever have you say that again. What did you, could you have told Jeremiah that? Jeremiah wanted to curse the day that he was born. Jeremiah was ticked off. Jeremiah was bothered. He was frustrated. He felt as if God had deceived him and God had tricked him. God said, I'm going to be there with you. And then he wasn't even there. Excuse me. And say what you want to. There are moments and times in your life that you feel like, where are you, God? You said you was going to be here. You said you was going to have my back. You said you was going to carry me through some things. And you just feel some type of way. And so I said all that to say, see, I'm doing straight talk Friday, right? I just looked over, went to the bathroom, to use the bathroom, and I was supposed to throw something away. Now I just looked over and saw that I didn't throw it away. So hopefully Misha won't bother it when she gets home. I started this live. Now y'all know I don't have a problem on leaving and coming back, right? Matter of fact, let me go get rid of this. I'll be right back. All right, y'all stay tuned. Watch the screen. Okay. All right, I'm back. That didn't take too long, right? Okay, so like I was saying, so a lot of times it's a frustrating situation. And I was telling somebody, matter of fact, one of my best friends, Sharitha Johnson, when we was talking to her, I was telling her, I'm just tired of some stuff. You go through the same old. And I say what you want to. There are certain thoughts and ideas you have about yourself, and you look at yourself and you say, oh, by this time I want to be this, by this age I want to be this, I want this to be accomplished, I want this to be accomplished. And when you don't see these certain things happening, you can get almost, just totally depressed. Well, that's not my situation. And so that's why I did that video earlier, because I want people to realize, don't sink, no matter what's going on. And one of the difficult things to do sometimes is to look at other people, or not to look at other people and put yourself in that predicament and be like, man, if I do this, and this. I mean, there was a time I used to be like, man, that person got a scandal, and looked like everybody just looked like, ooh, he had a scandal. He was a hoe, he was slutful. he was trifling. She was trifling. She was dipping and doing and dabbling and doing all this kind of stuff. And, woo! And now ministry just grows over foolishness. It's like you getting invited. I don't know where this call coming from. You getting invited to stuff and never got invited to before, and it's like, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. And so you look at a lot of stuff and you be like, this doesn't make any sense to me. And so, that I was just thinking about some things, and so I want you, think about that. And you go through experiences in life. These are some things that will happen. These are things that will, if you're not careful, that will overwhelm you to the point. So I want you to be straightforward about you. Don't let people give you the churchy face and tell you better when it comes to certain things. Be a human. You know what I'm saying? Be a human. You're saved. You're a Christian. Whatever. Be a human. Even if you're not a Christian, be a human. Don't work over pain. Don't shout over pain. Don't dance over pain. Deal with what you're feeling emotionally. Deal with what you're thinking mentally. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling y'all, if I didn't have an authentic connection with God, if I didn't have an authentic connection with God, trust me when I tell you, some of this church jargon, some of these church and misinterpretation of scriptures and all this type of stuff, I'll be like, I'm done with this Christianity stuff. Did you hear what I'm telling you? That's real talk. Because some of the stuff that people say, some of the things that's been uttered down to the years, and when I want y'all to realize this, when what has been said does not match the word of God, here it is. I think what has happened, I think I'm about to cross over to something else at the same time. I think what has happened is sometimes we try to mix our experience and we try to put it on the same level as the word. If you whatever you're going through, you can fight it in the word. I teach that, and I believe that there are principles in which you can relate that to. But I think there are certain things that have been said and certain things that have been taught, and I don't think necessarily, just my thoughts on it, straight talk, right? I don't think necessarily that it's always that way. I think there are some things that people say and said in church down through the years, and it comes off as, positive confessions, and it's really not biblical content, none of that stuff. Or, if you do this, this is going to happen. If you do this, this is going to happen. So I think there have been moments in time, like I said, if I didn't have a real relationship with Christ, if I didn't have a real relationship with his word, some of this stuff would have just jacked me up. And I'm telling y'all, there are some things that have jacked me up because when I hear it said, but it doesn't match, and then people are not mature enough. That's why people got people that hate God, or people who start believing in God and now they're dipping and dabbling in other type of religious activities and stuff, because some of the jargon and some of the foolishness and some of the erroneous teachings that we have said, and we've made it seem as if it was authentic and gospel. And now the people be like, oh, I don't care nothing about Christianity. I'd rather do this and this and this and that, and I'm spiritual. And what they mean by that, I'm going to take, some concepts from Buddhism and Hinduism and Christianity and Wiccans and witches and stuff, and I'm just going, and from nature, and then I'm going to mesh it all together. I'm going to what they call syncretize it together. And so one of the reasons why I said that, and I wanted to encourage you all to realize, don't, refuse to sink, no matter how difficult it is. I am old. When I say I'm overwhelmed with a lot of things, not knowing what the next day, what the next life is going to be. Many of y'all know my dad has been very ill. So, not knowing what's coming next, what's not coming next. You know what I'm saying? Difficulty, straight talk Friday. I don't have no problem with it. When the inevitable looks like it's coming in your face more and more. Right. And then you're trying to, prepare a family for what can be inevitable. Now, can I keep it 100 with y'all, straight talk? It was so much going on in my dad's life. I honestly, and I said this to my immediate family, I didn't feel like he was going to make it out in October. That's how bad it was to me. Now, I'm not talking about the Holy Ghost said, because the Holy Ghost said he wouldn't be here if the Lord told me that, right? Because I don't put stuff on God. But I just felt, because it just seemed like so much was going on. And I even said, I feel like he may not make it out of October, type ordeal. I said, I could be wrong, but I don't feel it. I don't feel it. And this is November, and he's that yet here in the land of the living. And so sometimes you look at certain things, or I look at certain things and be like, well, maybe God has graced my family to get their minds prepared for it. It's that type of word there. I mean, y'all get what I'm saying? If that really makes sense to you, that those of you that are on. All right. And so, express yourself. Don't hide. Don't, hold your feelings in. Express yourself. I mean, there are some things some people have told me recently, where could you imagine two people being together and they're splitting up and they have lost, their place of occupancy, and they are getting ready to split up, and there's a child that's in the midst of it, and a child that's trying to maintain, and a child is trying to focus. And so, sometimes we are so hardcore, you know what I'm saying, on the individual. Why are you smoking? Why are you drinking? Why are you doing all of that? And then when you get into the background of some of these teenagers, you get in the background, some of them are coming from a hard place. They're coming from a very difficult place. They're coming from a place of no return. They're coming from a place where their life is literally crumbling before their face. And if I, as an adult, sometimes don't even know how to deal with some of the stuff that happens, I'm not strong enough at certain points in times to deal with certain things. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine a child whose brain has not matured yet to a place? They say, scientifically speaking or medically speaking, that our brain is not fully developed until we're 25, right? And so, who can imagine all the trauma that so many people have experienced and are going through as young people? And I went through some traumatic experiences just as a teenager myself. I went through some traumatic experience as a kid. And so when you begin to look at all these type of things and stuff, it can be overwhelming. It can take you out. It can make people almost like literally lose their mind. You know what I'm saying? Or literally, lose their mind. And so, people come to your mind, reach out. People come to your mind, reach out and just check on them and stuff like that if they come to your mind. And don't be wilding out if they don't get back with you at a certain decent time and moment. Sometimes people are in their moment and they don't want to be bothered, but they will reach out eventually, be like, thank you very much for reaching out to me. You feel what I'm saying? There's a person in my mind right now. They think I'm joking. I haven't heard from the person since I sent them a video, and I know what's all going on in this person's life. Trust me. Trust me. There's about to be a drive-by to the house. Trust that. There's about to be a drive-by to the house. Told that person, I'm not going to their church. I'm going to show up at their house. Trust that. I'm going to make sure they're home, and then I'm going to ring the doorbell, and I'm going to keep ringing like I'm some fanatic, like some stalker, because people need to know, that you care about them. All right. So just be encouraged, and it's okay to feel sad about things and just feel all over the place. Yeah, we know, the Lord is good and his mercy endure forever. We know that, and we trust in it. That's why I've said to myself, I'm not trusting in my job to be my source as a resource. I'm not trusting in ministry and doors and opportunities to open up. He's my source. And if he allows doors to open up, whatever, I still believe, and I will not shake that. I still believe the Lord told me that my mouth is going to bring money to me. Now, I don't say that like, the preacher, Leroy Thompson, money coming to me now. I'm not saying it on that basis. I believe because I have a voice. I believe that I have opportunity to speak into people's lives. You know what I'm saying? And, though I'm saved and sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost and all of that, with a mighty burning fire and all that on my way to heaven, I'm glad about it. Even though I have all that in my mind and all that type of stuff, there are times people just want advice and they want someone to connect with. And so I'm appreciative of those moments. Okay. All right. Let me move on. Anybody want to ask anything about what I just said? Feel free to just tag along or express. So let me get to the other thing that I want to talk about tonight. Excited for my son. He looks so good in all blue going to the homecoming dance. All right. I'm very proud of him enjoying himself. All right. Enjoying himself. All right. Don't come for me unless I send for you. All right. Let me go to the next thing. I'm trying to see. Okay, so my next thing I want to talk about is I'm not from this generation. You know what? Let me tell y'all something. This generation of children are a trip. Um, I'm gonna keep it straight. I'm gonna keep it straight talk. If anybody know me, y'all, if you know me well, I'm not a supporter of the word nigga. I'm not a supporter of the word nigger. I don't like either term. I understand the historicity of both words. I don't like neither one of them. And let the record be known. I have family members that use nigga all the time. I know some of y'all. Ooh, he said yes. I said it just for the conversation's sake. I have family members and that use it all the time. I don't like the terminology, right? And so I don't want to be addressed as either. All right. I don't address as either. I don't like, let's try to redeem words. I don't believe in all of that. Now, if that's what you want to do, that's what you do. But don't address me as that. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? I don't want to be addressed as either terminology. Have no desire whatsoever. But what I'm learning and what I'm seeing, I won't say what I'm learning, that, this generation, this is a word that is common. It's like a common word. It's like, what's up, homeboy? What's up, home girl? And I'm not from this generation. Like, even at my job and dealing with different kids and dealing with different people, and I have to remind people I'm not from this generation. I'm not from this generation, and maybe at your home, you can, your son is like what, Melinda, maybe at home, tell your son I said hello. I've tried to reach out to him many times. I don't know if I have the right number, but tell him I said hello. Hope he's doing well in school and all of that. I just tell people I'm not from this generation. This generation where you can say what you want to, speak any kind of way you want to, and it's cool. And I tell people all the time, now you may talk like that with your family members and with your mom and your daddy, but you're not gonna talk to me that way. Absolutely not. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. But sometimes that's what happens. People come from a certain background, and this is how I've listened to kids, and when I've talked to them, and then I see how they talk to their parents, and I be like, okay, so your parents and y'all have this type of, y'all like to use these terminologies towards each other. You're cool with calling your son a nigga, and he's cool calling his daddy a nigga, and the mom is used to, well, if I go there, y'all gonna really be mad, but the mom is saying, oh, look at my little B right here. And yeah, my mom's my B. And I'm just sitting up here like, this is really what y'all doing? You calling your mother an itch? It's like, what? Like, is this what you really doing? It's like, what in the world? But this is what's happening. And so what happens is a lot of people feel, and I'm the type of person, because my parents were the type, to allow us to express ourselves. Don't be disrespectful. Sometimes I was, which got me checked a lot of times, but you know what I'm saying? But I was always, you never have to wonder what's on my mind. That's why I tell people all the time, oh, you don't like me. No, I would tell you if I don't care for you. If I feel the need to, I would say it. Sometimes it's a waste of breath to me to say how I feel about a situation, and the reason why I feel sometimes is a waste, of breath for me to even articulate certain stuff, because sometimes what I think, or feel, and sometimes know what the outcome is going to be. Never, you think, no, you're never going to be able to, you don't have to dictate or try to imply. I try to be as straightforward. If you ask me a question, I'm going to tell you. Do I care about certain things? Absolutely not. Then I find out sometimes that when you have conversation with people, they'll go around and they'll twist up your words, and they won't give everybody or the person or the persons, the whole context of the conversation, right? They won't give, hey, Nashonda, they won't give, the whole conversation. They won't give the whole conversation. They'll give a certain part, and then they try to make you look stupid, and then they try to make you look like, you're the issue and you're the problem. Absolutely not. That's a problem for me. Like, no, I'm straightforward. Like, I'm gonna tell you what it is and what it isn't, and all of that. And sometimes, I'm not allowed to say what I need to say, or I feel that I need to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not allowed to. Oh, don't say it. Just leave that be. Let me handle it, or let them handle it. All that type of stuff. And it's like, what for? At what point, am I going to be able to voice the situation? And so I look at, I watch, that I just think that I get it, in a different generation and time, and some things a little bit more fluid and stuff like that. But, you will not bro me. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going to bro me. See, what's up, bro? No. See, bro, you missing it. Dude, you missing it. No, you would not dude me. You would not bro me. You would not N-word me. You see what I'm saying? You would address me, Mr. Dwayne, Mr. D, Mr. Loughridge, elder, minister, whatever, but you're not going, to talk to me like I'm on your level, especially as you're some teenager and some kid. You know what I'm saying? You're just not going to do that. And you have to, like, I had to do something at my job earlier today. I had to do something earlier at my job today. And I've been saying it over and over again. This is about to shift, and you're about to see the side of Mr. D y'all want to see. But when you come out, I tell people all the time, I'm not the one that you turn against. I'm the one that you turn to. But if you turn, and I turn, it's going to be a minute. You know what I'm saying? I can be cordial and nice to you, and my mindset is like, look, I'm going to deal with you on a different level. I'm going to deal with you on a whole different level. And so I had to, demonstrate that I don't mean, I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And, eventually, and so, there's an expression I learned, they say, if you poke the bear, if you keep poking the bear, some people say you're poking the bear, but then somebody else said if you keep poking the bear, the cubs gonna come out. And so I think that's where you have to really deal with. And, of course, you understand, like I said, different people come up a certain way. So I'm like, well, that's how you talk to your mama. That's how you talk to your parent. But you're not going to talk to me that way. I get it that your mom's not dealing with you no more. I get it that your daddy is not in your life and you're in a foster home, or you in a group home, or, whatever your situation might be. But at the end of the day, remember who you're speaking with. Remember who you're talking to. Remember who I am. Remember, I'm not on that level. Well, so-and-so, that's so-and-so. I'm not them. Okay, that's not me. That's not how I swing. Then you go, oh, well, you ain't letting me say. No, it's how you talking. You know what I'm saying? Well, then I'm not going to say anything then. Okay, well, move on then. Now, that's for kids that I don't know. That's kids that's not in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'll deal with you on a professional level. I'll go to somebody way higher than me to handle you. See what I'm saying? I'm going to get somebody higher than me. Hear what I say? To handle you. But don't let me be related to you, because then it's going to be a whole nother scale. I'm going to deal with you accordingly. See what I'm saying? I'm going to deal with you accordingly. And sometimes, there's situations where, stuff is kept away from you. See what I'm saying? So that certain things won't be said. But you got to let people be who they are. When it comes to certain situations. So that's why I tell people, I'm not from this generation. Bro, no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You can't say, and cuss at me, but well, dang. And you see what I'm saying? You can't say that. No. Who you talking to? Who you talking to? And so when there's people who have never done that, I'm like, okay, you got that one opportunity to slip up like that. Don't slip up like that again. You slip up there again, then there's another side of me coming out. I understand when you get angry, you say cuss words. I get that. That's one thing, I justify cuss. It's one thing to be upset and, but when you address me and you're talking directly to me, and then you're using the am word and the class word and the mother fluker towards me and all that, then we got a whole nother situation. Okay. All right. You know what I'm saying? It's all, you got a whole nother level. All right, let me see. Kylan says, I'm all real and glad to realize that sometimes me being bold, I was being disrespectful. I was talking with my parents. But see, I don't think the problem is boldness. It's your mouth. It's your attitude behind it. See what I'm saying? Being bold. Bold and disrespect are two different things. Being bold, like I'm strong enough and to say what I need to say, that's different. But saying, what well, why I don't have to explain that to you. That's a whole nother scale. Okay. That's a whole another scale. And please don't be foolish enough to try to bring somebody else's experience. Let me be clear when I say experience. Please don't bring somebody else's experience from their home life and then think that I'm going to side with that. No. That's not how you were raised. That's not how you were taught. And you will not address me as such. You can find out by watching my social media. Many kids find out that my first name is Dwayne. So what happens is they're like, oh, there was Dwayne right there. Excuse you. Who you talking to? First of all, my name is not Dwayne. That's first of all. It's not Dwayne either. It's Dwayne. Now, Misha teases me about that all the time. Say what you want to, but you don't say Dwight, it's Dwight. You don't say Twain, it's Twain. You don't say Mark Twain, you say Mark Twain because of how the sounding is. I'm saying that to say, you know what I'm saying? People find out my name and they sound my first name, and then I'd be like, okay, hey, put a handle on that, put a title on that type of ordeal, because I'm not from this generation. And like I said, somebody had to find out straight up. I'm not that one. I'm not that one. Okay. Okay, let's see. Colin says, I was always told I can come out disrespectful, so I started watching how I word things. And sometimes it's not even just by how you're wording, it's that little tone that you can have. Sometimes not even about your wording per se, because you can word something correctly. And then there's some people, because it depends, and it really depends sometimes on people's background. I had somebody tell me, I told them, I don't think that's wise for you to do. And they told me, well, I'm 80 something years of age. And they told me, I'm 80, I'm 70, I'm 60 and all of this. And you can't tell me nothing. Da, 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 da. So now because you're older, does that mean you have, maturity, or that you're always right? No, that don't make it always right. Type of ordeal. You just can't say whatever you want to and then throw off because I'm the daddy, I can say it, because I'm the mama, I can say it. And I'm not, now I'm not talking about I'm the mama, I'm the daddy, and I can tell you what needs to be said, and I'm gonna tell you what's up. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when people feel because they're the parent. Like, well, you can't cuss because you ain't grown. Right? And so you're suggesting that when they become 18, they can cuss in your home because they're now grown. So you have to set the standard of what you literally mean about certain things. And that's why I have to explain to them, I'm not from this generation. You got to understand that. I don't come from this stock. And then some people, they'll look at me and they be like, well, you just, no. I'm not blending in with nothing. No, I'm not blending in with whatever. Y'all feel me? I'm not blending in with this foolishness. I'm not blending in. It's straight up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not blending in with that. Now, you want to have a conversation, you want to have a conversation. We can have a conversation, but sometimes the way people deal with their parents is not how I'm going to be dealt with. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's just, that's not how that's working. You don't have the power to deal with Dwayne Andre Loughridge that way. And so I just, at the end of the day, it's just something that you really got to be mindful of. And you got to be careful not to mind. I'm not from this generation. I'm down to earth and all of that type of stuff, but don't cross me. And people are finding out. I tell people all the time, my silence is greater than my voice. When I stop talking, that's when you better worry. When I stop saying certain things to you, that's when you need to be concerned. Long as my mouth is running, long as I'm talking, but when I stop talking, or the tone of my voice or the volume of my voice has shifted and it almost sounds like I'm whispering, that's when you need to be concerned. Then the other thing is, it's like, hey, look at my face, because my face is always going to tell you what's going on. Y'all feel what I'm saying? And so I have to remind people all the time, yeah, I'm not from this generation. I'm not from this generation. Thank God I didn't come up in the upbringing where my parents said children ought to be seen and not heard. I didn't have that. We got the opportunity to express ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it was disrespectful. Sometimes it wasn't. All right. But I'm not from this generation. And I think that's where a lot of the challenges are. And I think when we begin to face these things, y'all, it's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Talk your talk with whoever you talk to, but not here. As Judge Kevin Ross will say, not up in here, not today. Or as Ian Levon Zont would say, not on my watch. So I think that's something that we really got to pay attention to, and really, 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 really pay attention to, because I'm not from, this generation. That doesn't mean I cannot understand. There are certain things that are universal across the board, but this generation and the time that we live in, they're always changing words. And so one word meant one thing. And so now we have people that are redefining words that should have never had any redefining or redefinition. It shouldn't be another new word. It shouldn't be something added on to. So where it's not concrete and where it's not solid. And so we're living in a day where people be like, oh, nothing is concrete and nothing is black and white. There are many things if we are straight black and white. And I believe that when we deal with some things and stop catering to the pressure of people and letting people label you as something and say that you're not open and you're archaic in your thinking, that there's nothing wrong with evolving, but when it's necessary to evolve. But if in your moment of evolving, hear me now, in your moment of evolving, then the question now has to be, in your moment of evolving, are you evolving because of culture? Or are you evolving because you need to not, here it is, adopt the culture, but adapt? See what I'm saying? And maybe that's where a lot of things are. You see what I'm saying? That maybe that's where a lot of things are. A lot of things are. I look at parents and I've talked to parents and I've shared with them on several occasions. It's like, look, no matter whether you're married or you're just parenting and you're the parent, right? You cannot allow the children to come in and play one parent against the other. Because when you do that, and then when that child gets on your nerves or that child does something, now you want to bring her into it because you're stressed out because of what this child or these children are doing. Now that you're stressed out about it, now you want to bring him into it. Now you want him to be involved. Now this father, who you said your child would never see, now he's cutting the food. Now he's wilding out. Now he's tripping. So you need to go be with your father, not because you really want him to be with the father, but because you can't have no sense of control. But yet and still, this person goes over and lives with his father, right? And as this person lives with their father, you still trying to dictate to the father what should be. But how you dictating to the father what should be when you're the one that called the child and said, hey, come over here, get your son, because I'm about to hurt him. You get what I'm saying? And I've noticed in some situations where the daughter has been sent to the father. because and then and don't just throw the child off like that. Well, I've been dealing with you 16 years. It's his turn, as if we're what. No, it's your turn to do it. No, from the time that child got into the world, it should have been that way. But then you have, like I said, you have those moments, and I've told many parents that chill that out, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I know what it feels like. I did that with my parents when I was younger. I knew that my dad would get mad at my mom about certain things, so I played the card. I knew that my mom would side with me when my dad was getting on. I played the card, and my sister and brother used to call me out on it. Like, the reason why mom and dad is going off because of what you did. And at the point, I didn't really care because I was getting what I wanted, until I realized in some situations it was causing friction between parents when it shouldn't have been, because of something that I wanted. Are y'all hearing me what I'm telling you right now? It's straight talk, right? So these are the type of things that you really got to take the time to deal with and talk about, and really iron the thing out. Even if you got parents who are not living in the same house, it ought to be some togetherness. It ought to be some togetherness. It ought to be some level of togetherness. You can't just remind her that she can't be like her mama because of some negative things. You can't say, well, he can't be like his daddy because of some negative things that you see coming. You got to deal with that child accordingly. See what I'm saying? And so that's the route I believe we ought to go. And then we're talking about, when I say, once again, that I'm not from this generation, I'm looking at it from the angle and the perspective of how people communicate, how they talk to each other, the way they feel, type ordeal. Well, at least my son is smoking in my house. What do you mean? Ain't no smoking up in here. Y'all can say what y'all want to. Y'all can do all that crazy stuff. I'm a forever. I don't care what culture is saying or whatever. I'm a forever teach abstinence. I'm a forever teach that. It doesn't matter. Well, the reality is, everybody ain't being abstinent, and everybody ain't screwing either. Yeah, everybody ain't screwing. Everybody ain't going around there just randomly having sex with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, every Mary, Jane, and Sue. Everybody's not doing that either. There's some people who really want to wait. They really want to wait, and it's my responsibility to tell that. And I don't like it. You want the girl to keep herself, but let boys be boys. What kind of craziness is that? You got some young men that that have this mindset. Well, in order to get over this girl, I'm gonna mess with this one and this one to get over. And I told somebody recently, you don't get over a young lady by screwing around, messing with other young ladies to get this other young lady out of your system. You don't damage somebody else's life. You don't treat a young lady as if she is, what a zero is in numbers, a placement holder. And then when you don't need the zero anymore, when you don't need that zero anymore, then you don't deal with it no more. You don't have use of it no more. You get rid of it. Are you getting what I'm saying? Are you getting what I'm saying? This is a challenge. This is a challenge. People mindsets of war. They're allowing people on TV to determine certain things when it comes, to relationship. Why is it, such a shock when people say, "Oh, Mr. D, how long you been married?" I said, "Be 20 years in November." Well, and I was saying November, and since we're in November now, people say I said it'd be 20 years. The 30th of this month. Like, oh my God, are you serious? No, it ain't been a bed of roses and stuff like that. No, it has not been. No, it has not been. I am not the same person that I was when I got married, 20 years ago. Misha's not the same person she was 20 years ago. Situations have shifted. Attitudes have shifted. Mentality. You got two different people with two different mindsets trying to come together to form a covenant, to maintain a covenant, and sometimes two different people with two different mindsets, clash. They collide, and somebody got to eat humble pie. But I tell people, if you keep throwing trash in my face, eventually I'm not going to want to deal with you, because now you're disrespecting me. See what I'm saying? If I keep treating you like dirt. But then here it is. All right. What are we willing to try to work at? You can't have the mindset of, well, you can, but how effective that's going to be after a while. So I tell people, keep kids out of your relationship. If you, as a person, are in a relationship with someone, you don't bring your child into your marital situation. They don't have a right to speak into your marriage situation. Now they can talk to you and say, well, this is what I feel or whatnot, but to dictate, y'all see what I'm saying? To dictate. I think it's good for some children, to be able to have a conversation and say, well, I don't think you should deal with mommy that way. I don't think you should deal with daddy that way. I think that's beautiful. I think that's fine. But when it comes to the point where the parent is going to that child and he's voicing certain things to that child, here it is. And when you got other people you can talk to. So sometimes people have had miscommunication or misunderstanding. The child knows you had a misunderstanding, but now the child doesn't know, that the misunderstanding is being worked out, or it has worked out. And so now that they don't have that understanding, now the child is looking at that parent sideways. You see what I'm saying? And people understand stuff works. And then sometimes I found out that some people are so busy pointing out how dirty you are, so they don't see how dirty they are. Sometimes they are so busy pointing out your mistakes and your misfortunes and your habits, so they don't even pay attention to their own. They don't even pay attention, and then they say certain stuff and they speak certain ways, and they don't even see it. And sometimes we don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't see it. And sometimes it takes somebody outside of you to be like, yeah, the way you do X, Y, and Z. See what I'm saying? Not necessarily, the Lord will have to show it. It don't have to be the Lord thing, but it has to be. And I'm saying all that to say, because when you understand that a person is not from the generation, you want things to be better. You want things to work out. You want to be able to handle some things in a different way and be healthy. But going around here and broing me and stuff like that, no, I'm not your bro. Or just a term. Find another term to address me. Find another term. Parents ought to be friendly, but not friends that are parents. In the sense of what I'm talking about. To me, people are trying to, to be, I don't have a problem with some kids saying, oh, my mommy is my best friend. My daddy's my best friend. I've heard young ladies say that about their dad. I've heard young ladies say that about their mom. I've heard young men say about their mom. I've heard young men say it about their dad. But I'm just saying at the end of the day, there's an issue and a problem when it comes to, that type of situation. Y'all feel me? All right. Let me do this one. Those at the end. Let me do this one here. Don't have to go along to get along. I want to be very careful when I say this, because I don't want nobody, well, I'm just going to say it. I don't have to agree with you, and you don't have to agree with me in order for us to respect each other. And I was very disturbed by something that was brought to my attention. And the thing that I was disturbed about, is that because certain people live, practice, identify in a certain manner, and right now I specifically think, speaking of the LGBT community, just because they live according a certain way, this is who they are, does not mean that you have to be disrespectful to them and to what they stand for and who they identify as and who they are. You don't have to necessarily agree with it. They don't have to agree with you. But there are problems when individuals are, whether they are students, teachers, policemen, whatever, preachers or whatever, you can say, I don't agree with certain things, and that's what I'm saying. You don't have to go along to get along. That is a problem when I'm being told by people that people in authority, people who are part of certain systems or whatnot, whether the educational system or other thing, are being treated like trash, and that people are writing derogatory statements on doors and on walls, and just speaking, in despairing ways. Are y'all get what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's disrespectful. Um, Someone shared with me not too long ago that, and I was like, well, why haven't you said anything? And I believe the person know where I stand, but why haven't you said anything? Like what? Like you have people, co-workers, you have people, classmates, students, family members, that because they don't agree with you being identifying as somebody with LGBT, they're calling you a fag and a dyke and all this type of stuff and bull dagger, and this type of language is okay. It's like, no, absolutely not. That's wrong, right? And then if there's a complaint about it, oh, get over it. No, no, you don't tell nobody to get over that. That's derogatory. That's inappropriate. That's language that should not be. Y'all feel me? That shouldn't be. And that's what I mean by we don't have to go along, to get along. I don't have to go along with your perspective. You don't have to. This is straight talk Friday. If you are a person who's talking like an LGBTQI QI plus, and that's your language, then that's how you express. But we don't have to be disrespectful to one another. That's what I'm saying. We don't have to be disrespectful. We don't have to. You shouldn't have to. We don't have to go along to get along. I ain't gonna agree with everything you do. See what I'm saying? I don't agree with a lot of stuff Kanye been saying. I don't agree. Y'all feel me? I don't agree with a lot of this crap. I don't agree with a lot of this stuff. But there's some things I do agree with. But here's the deal. I don't have to go along to get along. You hear what I'm saying? Now, that is not always the situation that's always going to be able to take place in every situation. But can I tell you people something? Can I tell us something? That we have hurt people. And so we get called, some of us get called homophobic, transphobic, whatever phobic we are because of somehow the way we talk and the somehow where we are. Now I know that word, and remember I said earlier that so many words have shifted. Like the original definition of homophobic was an irrational fear, of homosexuals. That was like the quote unquote term meaning, but then it began to evolve into other meanings where people say, oh, don't worry about what's happening in somebody else's bedroom type ordeal. But it's amazing how people say don't worry about what's going on in somebody's bedroom, but now people want to impart certain teachings in certain schools. Y'all get what I'm saying? We don't know. We want this part of the school, but we don't want critical race theory to be a part of the school. We don't want critical race theory to be part of the school, but we want to teach you, not how productive and healthy, how, black people are productive. We want to give you just a snippet. Y'all get what I'm saying? We're only going to share, we're going to share certain portions of American history. But if it's dealing with blacks and browns, then we're not going to give you everything as it relates to American history. And you can't teach American history without dealing with everybody. And I'm not saying you got to always acknowledge, oh, this person was black that did it. And oh, this person was white that did it. Oh, this person was straight when they were straight. So let's acknowledge all the gays and the lesbians and all of that. No, sometimes Just let's be grateful that this person contributed. It don't always have to be, based upon one's gender, one's ethnicity, one's what's the word I'm looking for? One's religious upbringing. She may be teaching your kids, and we found out she's a witch. I'm not gonna be sitting up here like, oh, that can't no witch teach over my kid, because that's what she does. She's a teacher. All right. Now she coming in trying to teach all other, trying to interject into her teachings, into her lesson plan, some witchery stuff, and I get a word of it. Yeah. Like I remember, I don't even know where I'm going here right now, but I remember when at my former job, and it was a literary book, and they wanted us. Oh, no. We're not dealing. I understand literary work, and it's a good book, but we're not doing Harry Potter books. Not up in here. Oh, it's just a book. We're not find my child another. Oh, I meant that. Oh, I meant that. Meant that from the bottom of my heart. I meant that. And there were other people that I knew who, didn't carry, I'm going to use this word for the lack of an argument, did not carry that strong conviction. That's fine. That's fine. But as for me, I'm not dealing with that. I understand what's invested and in film. I got family members that are lovers of Harry Potter and read all kinds of books and get an attitude if I bring it up. That's your problem, right? And everybody, but that's your problem. And everybody got to have your mindset. But when you have been a person like me who have watched witchcraft in operation and have watched people be bound by witchcraft, I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, and people may get tired of me, but I don't play when it comes to that stuff, because I've seen the effects and how it has ruined people's lives. So I'm saying that to say, no, we ain't reading that. Find something else. It's part of curriculum. I don't want that part of curriculum. I'm like this. If they were teaching sex education to, let me tell you something, one of my daughters, Dwight, I'll never forget this long, I'll keep my mind. She was going to Crenshaw High School, right? And the teacher that was teaching the lesson took her and her students to another room at the time. Long story short, they're teaching them what the proper, this, you go to Fredericks. Why are you talking to teenagers about Fredericks? Like, why are you telling them to go to some sex store or where they got sexy lingerie? Why are you telling them that you use a vibrator? This is not part of you're not even a sex ed teacher. It's not even a conversation. Are y'all hearing me? And so when the woman came to my job, so what are you doing here? She told me what went down. Are you kidding me? Now, watch this. Now, back in that day, you had to give written permission to have conversation about stuff. Now, of course, I know in a new day, child can go get an abortion, child can go have a sex change, and the parents have no clue whatsoever. And to a degree, do I get why in some settings, in some situations, and let me say this, I'm not talking about, and I don't want to get into that, so don't ask me because I might get into that. But my point, what I'm getting ready to say is, I'm not talking about, this child wants to, or it's the decision to abort this baby because this baby was conceived in rape and conceived in incest. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm just talking about, you're embarrassed of the fact that, y'all get what I'm saying? So I think when it comes to certain stuff, I think there's some things that you really got to really come to the place of really understanding and really, really, really break it down. And so I think if we don't come to the point and if we don't come to the understanding of certain things, I think what's going to happen is all stuff going to become convoluted. And then when it becomes convoluted, then you got a whole nother issue, you got a whole nother challenge. And so I just think there are just certain things that should never come. So when she came home and she was telling me, oh, well, came to my job, I'm like, oh, dad, this, and this. I was like, she said, what? Like, she literally was telling this girl how to screw, what to do, the whole nine. Like, this ain't part. You don't have a right to do that. So I went hard, right? I called the school, said I want to talk to the principal. Said, oh no, you can't talk to the principal. Well, you better give me somebody. I'm about to shut this whole school down. So I was like, oh, okay, who you need? Talk to the assistant principal, got on the phone, told her everything. Oh, okay, well, Mr. Loughridge, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. And then I was like, when you gonna deal with it? Oh, give us 2 days. No. There's not a 2-day situation. I'm not going after this teacher job today, right? I'm not going after this teacher. I'm not going after this teacher job today. But what I am going to do, I'm going to deal with this person accordingly, right? And if you don't want me to act the fool, you're going to fix this, and you got to 12 noon tomorrow to fix it. And so when I did it, I got it fixed, I got it changed, I dealt with that. None of the teacher apologized because I didn't want to go after her job, right? But I was on my way to deal with some stuff. You see what I'm saying? That there's certain things that I personally feel that nobody has a right to implement. And when somebody crosses that board, then or crosses that line, then you as an individual have the right to say something and dictate. Don't let society, don't let the government try to dictate to you what you should and should not do as it relates to your own kids. Not to say, I get it. Some kids come from abusive home. They come from neglected experiences. They come from all that type of stuff. I get all of that. But at the end of the day, you better make sure you know what's being expressed. You better know what's being said. You better know what's going on. And so those are the type of things that okay.
What are you doing that for?
What am I doing? What?
Being extra.
You see what I mean? She come on telling me I'm being extra. Didn't I just tell y'all what she be trying to tell me what to do? Is it really?
You eat 4 hot dogs?
Okay, now here she comes. You see what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? This is Straight Talk Friday. Why leave one in there? It was yeah. Okay, thank you very much. How she come up here tripping? Lord have mercy. Did you take pictures? Hold on, y'all.
True. Andrew.
I wanted to take pictures with him.
So that's all I'm saying. All right, you know what? I'm not going to deal with this other one. So I'm going to take that out of the conversation. I may stop right there. Y'all got any questions for me? Let me know. I'm going to take this other one out, but let me know.
Are you taking pictures? Why are you? Who do you take? I'm not going to believe you. I know your mama made you take it. She needs to know about it. Yeah, I didn't either. That's why Andre going to take his tomorrow, because tomorrow's supposed to be the last day.
Yes, okay.
I don't know. We'll see if we get whatever package you get.
All right. No questions? None? Nobody got any questions? Because I'm about to shut it down. Any questions on anything I've shared tonight?
They don't have y'all stuff together. Like, they should have a whole package of telling us everything from 9 to 2 at Photorama.
Photorama, where's that at?
It's on Alondra and what's that? Like off of Western and Alondra.
And she over there giving that boy direction like he know where Western and Laundry is.
I do know where Western.
Where you act like he know where it is.
Well, if he tell his mama.
Where's Western?
Mama know.
Where's Western?
South from here.
Oh my goodness. That's one of Andre's jerk friends, y'all. You got something to say?
A bun, please.
You ain't eating on my buns.
It's how many's in there?
Let me see.
Did you even watch
Watch what? Your thing about the whole wheat?
No.
Oh.
I'm talking about what's that show where he gave his last because he loved her. What's that?
Girl, she want me to. She want.
You supposed to, if it was only one bun there or three, you should let me have one and be like, all right, baby, you have one. I'll eat bread on the other one. That's what you're supposed to do.
I just said don't eat all of them.
Mm-hmm. I'm only eating one hot dog, so man, no love. That's fine.
It is love.
That ain't. You supposed to give your last to your wife.
What do you give last for your husband?
You the covering. You and I always talk about being a covering, so there you go.
Y'all see this? Ain't that about nothing? So did you take pictures?
Did I take pictures?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Of Jeremiah and
Yes.
Andrew.
I just took one right now.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see no one like that.
Oh, okay. Is Andrew changing? Okay. Is that Andre?
Yes.
Hey, you.
What's up?
What happened? How'd it go?
It was okay.
Come over here. We on live.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So how was it?
It was cool.
What you don't sound excited. You don't sound excited. What, she didn't kiss you or something?
I ain't had nobody.
You didn't have nobody. That why you mad?
No.
I wish I had somebody here.
Yeah, come back over here. We ain't done. You don't be walking away from me, Biggie Smalls. How you doing? Everybody said you look good on my picture. I mean, when I put it on Facebook and social media and YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. It wasn't YouTube. It was TikTok. They were saying, "Oh, he look good. He look handsome."
Oh, you hear that? Oh, can't wait till you go to school tomorrow.
Hey, don't play with my son's nipples like that, sir.
I did it.
You did. You touched them right there.
Chest tap your stuff like that.
Chest is here. You touch right here.
No,
See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. It's the problem with this new generation of people.
No, this is the problem with the old generation of people. They too sensitive.
Taylor said, "Hey, Dre, love you in the blue."
Did she love me too?
She don't know you.
No, well, she could have at least said she loved me.
She don't know you. Taylor don't know you.
Okay, my bad.
Well, let me see your hair. Oh my God! I said, let me see his hair, and this fool takes off his shades.
So you can see everything.
I can see everything. You were all black.
No, I got burgundy shoes.
What's that W for? Is that Wonder Woman?
This is Louis Vuitton.
Oh, that's Louis Vuitton. I couldn't see what it was. Okay. How's Divine?
Who's that?
You trying to play me?
I'm not trying to play nobody.
You don't know who Divine is?
No, who is that?
What's the girl you went with?
Who?
The one you asked at the homecoming.
Oh, that girl? Oh, Divine.
Oh, he trying to play. He trying to play. Oh, and I got people at my job that know her. I showed her. I said, y'all know her. They was like, yeah, we know. We just saw her the other day. So I showed them the whole video. And it was like, oh, that was nice of him.
Of course, what can I say? I'm a cute person. Like, they probably like me too. I'm not even gonna lie.
What Jerry doing? Taking a shower?
Probably. Who knows?
He's so metro.
Jerry been in there for a long time. What is Jerry changing into?
No, Taylor, they're not done yet. They went to the homecoming from 7 to 10, and now they're getting ready to go to, where y'all going now?
After party.
Yeah, they're going to an after party. And but you know, Mama Bear Mama Bear cracked me up. I don't know. She went over to the spot to make sure everything was good. Did you take pictures with Divine?
Yeah.
Okay, you better had. Oh, they're preparing for the next. Yes, they're preparing for the next. Well, Andre and Jerry are preparing for the next event. This one over here named Andrew, he got on the same clothes.
I'm taking this suit off. I'm going like this.
You're taking the suit off.
I'm taking this off. I'm leaving my button up. And I got a shirt under it. Came extra prepared.
You got a shirt under what?
My button up. I'm gonna take all this off. And then I'm gonna. Tell Dad about the picture I took. Tell your dad about the picture I took.
Her kissing you on the cheek.
No, not that one.
You shady Dre.
He's lying.
Oh, you.
He's just
I know he ain't made that up. I know Dre didn't make that up.
Dre didn't make
I
that
know
up.
Andre didn't make that
Andre
up.
didn't make that up.
Make what up? Excuse me.
You actually want to see? I mean, if you want to come over, he can come over. You say what? This one here? Andrew must be.
He made that up. I'm telling you, he made that up.
He made up what?
What he just said.
I don't believe that.
Why do you not?
Where that metrosexual boy? Is he out of the bathroom yet?
I'm right here. Metrosexual.
Yeah, see, there he is.
How am I metrosexual?
You took like 20 minutes almost to come out of there.
Dang, because I had to take my suit off and then put this back on. You know how hard that is, Mr. Loughridge?
What? What is?
You didn't boo-boo in my bathroom.
No. I spent the whole time switching my
Anyways,
clothes.
Mr. Ryan, don't believe
boo-boo
on
it
it.
up because-
He's lying.
Oh, you want to see him too? Okay.
Who am I saying hi to?
Are you even there, Greg?
Okay, so you're in both worlds.
But what is this? Who am I saying hi to over here?
No, fool. That's just my light, dumb nut. This is Taylor over here on Instagram. These are people over here on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Oh, it's a nice little setup you got going on.
Oh yeah, this is nice. Ooh.
Who? Which one was asking for me?
Taylor over here. Tay knows best.
Oh,
Gotcha.
She's talking to you.
See Jerry too.
No, down there.
Love your hair. Oh, thank you. I love your hair too.
oh yeah. You know, I'm
Thank
Jerry. Apparently I'm metrosexual or something like that. You know.
Mr. Dwayne, do you need my phone number?
What?
Do you need my phone number?
I don't know.
Okay, I just can't. Please don't punch me.
What's truth in theory?
Yeah, I'm just lying about the pictures.
All Andre said was the girl kissed your cheek. Did you take a picture of it, Dre?
Exactly, no proof.
Jeremiah, did he kiss Divine on the cheek?
Oh no, I was too busy dancing for that. I didn't see that.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
You did that new one. You did that new one.
You know me? Come on now.
You did that new one.
Yup.
That little TikTok one. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why you gotta stick your tongue out your mouth?
Because he's metrosexual.
That's the dance move. That's how I go.
Y'all gonna to pull somebody to wait. You said what? Y'all gonna pull somebody tonight for sure. Oh, she said y'all gonna pull somebody tonight for sure. Oh, and Kylan said to tell you he liked your shoes.
Did Colin ask for me too?
He just said your glasses you got on is killing him. Yeah, you know, he ain't blind.
Oh, I think Kylie's
Y'all
at the
gonna
after
pull
party.
somebody tonight for sure.
I think Kylie's at the after party.
What does Taylor mean by that?
Hold on, let me ask the mom.
What you mean?
That last one right there.
What you mean by what?
Y'all gonna pull somebody tonight for sure. What does that mean?
You don't know what that means?
Well, I'm thinking about it.
Well, yeah, there's been not only time I smell them is after they play basketball.
Oh, that must have been bad.
They're there.
So y'all gonna pull somebody for sure, meaning you look so good, somebody gonna want to do.
Oh, they want me? Oh, that's every day in school. I could dress
like you're going to attract girls.
Gotcha. No, I'll be dressing up as a hobo in school, and they still want me. Like this, like I should start dressing like this in school. I'm gonna be honest.
That's what I'm gonna start dressing like that. Mr. Lowry, you should have seen that. I had a turtleneck. I had my daddy's chains. It was crazy. I was looking dapper.
Yo, what? Yo, Zaddy chains. You say yo,
my
Zaddy?
father's chains. I had my father's gold chains on.
I ain't never seen. What do you look like?
Uh,
And you singing?
no. My father recently passed away, so that's why.
Oh, what do you mean recently? What's
September.
September of when?
That's actually a good question. I don't know the exact date. I just remember getting a phone call in the car from my brother while my mom was in there about it, and then
September. Well, how old were you?
it was this September this year.
Oh, this year?
Yeah, this year.
You didn't tell me that.
I barely told them about it.
I need a chip.
Yeah, Taylor said she's sorry to hear that.
Yeah, Taylor, a real one. I appreciate Taylor.
But that, I'm about to tell you. See, then that makes he fake Taylor because he'll be like, Mr. Loughridge, you're like a father figure to me. But he didn't tell me about this.
Well, it's true, but I just didn't know how to tell. I barely told E. I didn't know.
Oh Lord,
When I told you that.
you didn't tell me his dad passed. No, I would have not forgotten that. Did you say you told E? Now you sounding like Andrew.
I told E because he wanted to know what was wrong with me at practice.
She said you're welcome. As far as you're saying she's a real one.
Oh yeah, I appreciate Taylor. That's what's up.
All right, y'all. I'm done. I hope it's cold. My mom said so. Yeah, Taylor. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna really dig into that because I didn't know that. And she said she told me. There's no way in the world she told me that I didn't say anything. I don't recall that at all. Yes, you do. All right. Yeah, you do, Taylor. You got a COAT?
Do you not see me putting it on?
Ooh, we gonna get
Boy.
Boy, it's not slavery. You don't talk to me like no.
Boy.
Don't be antisocial. You understand me?
Oh, I was antisocial a lot today.
Why would you do that at a gathering?
Because that's me.
That is not you. You got all dressed up for not to be. Don't do that over there.
I mean, I'll try.
Hey, I want to see some Snapchat and all that stuff. I want to see some TikTok of you doing something. Don't be over there being antisociable. Misha's going to drive them. Yeah, Misha's driving them. I forgot. Taylor, you going to the convocation? You know you would be a good vlogger. Who would be a good vlogger? Who are you talking about, Kylie? No, sir. I potentially have a job opportunity with the county. Okay, cool. Okay, got you. You know you heard about the bronze statue that they're making for in memory of Bishop Mason that's supposed to be unveiled next week on the 8th or 9th. All right, y'all. I'm going to say good night. Oh, you saying me? Okay. 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 Did you see Chad Brown going in about it? Father Goddess. All right, y'all. I'm not interested in convocation this year. I know a lot of people say they're not interested. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna leave. You think so? Okay. Yeah, he went in. Yeah, it's still on his page. You got to do the first post. There's the first post he did where he's talking about idolatry in the Church of God in Christ. and then he shows that, and then there's comments, and then there's another post, and then he did a video today. So you may want to start with that to come up to where it is. I think you'll find the comments. You know, and he said something about he didn't see a lot of things because he went out. Uh, what did he say? He said he couldn't see a lot of things because he was in. I'm like, you the prophet. Don't know why you see some of this stuff while you was in. I did. And some people told me I need to be quiet. Did you see what they did for Lady Karen? Are you talking about doing women's convention? You talking about what they did for women's convention? If you're talking about that, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. It was very concerning. And I believe in giving honor where honor is due, but that was very concerning. Very, very, very concerning. I get it, the respect and honor, but they even brought, they brought Mother Rippers in a car in there. Why are you laughing? Because I said concerning. It was. Yeah. Same day. They brought her in the car in that convention. I was like, what? And then silly, what's his name? Silly, what's that dude? King Jives. He gonna show he gonna show a clip of Father Divine or Daddy Grace, whatever he was, coming down in 7. He was trying to make a comparison. I think you would like too, and he's part of the Church of God in Christ. You might like him. His name is Elder Walter Jones. You might like him. He come out of Bishop Moody's church. Well, he's from Bishop Moody's church. You might like him. You might like him too, Kylie. Yeah. His Elder Walter Jones, he's out of Illinois. He deals with a lot of things, and he challenges some of the affirmation of faith. But he's an elder. You can get him on YouTube, Facebook. I think he has IG as well, who also is good from Illinois, as is who I have actually know these people personally too. We got connected via social media. Superintendent Harvey Burnett, Burnett. He has some good stuff too. Yeah, he has some good stuff too. So you may like him as well. I'll send you their stuff. Okay, Yatina, I'm yawning. It's time to go. It's time to go. I'm yawning. It's time to go. Yeah, so I think Harvey Burnett. Yeah, first name is Harvey Burnett. He has a blog called The Dunamis Word. The Dunamis Word. Yeah. But I'll send you him. And also check out the Black Apologist group called Jude 3. Cotton said, is his YouTube the Sir Walter Jones Show? That's exactly what it is. Yep, that's him. Yes, to do them his word. Yes, that's correct. And yes, Cotton, the Sir Walter Jones Show. I think that's what he still calls it. You're aware of Jude 3? Okay, I like Jude 3. I'm thinking of reaching out to Lisa and seeing if they can bring that out here. I don't know where I would have the setup for it, but I'm thinking about bringing it out here. That's what I want to do. So I don't know. I'm going to see what she says and see what we have to do to try to set it up. And maybe you can help me with that since you're into apologetics and stuff. Because she just recently did something. She just recently did a, what does she call that? What is that conference she calls? Not conflicting conversations. Something conversations. I cannot think of it. Oh, okay. Kaiden said you've seen some of his videos. Okay, cool. What is that name of that conference she does? Something conversation. Courageous conversation. That's what it is. Courageous. And you actually can purchase her on demand. Because they did some good topics for 2022. All right. Was it the elephant room in the room? What was it? The elephant in the room conference? No, not that one. It was Courageous Conversation. And yeah, Courageous Conversation. That's the one. Because I actually subscribe to their YouTube channel. And I try to sew into them when I can. And then I got to ask you something too, but I'm actually offline. We'll talk. We will talk. So, yo, hey, do me a favor. Keep the Geneva Dobbins, Mother Geneva Dobbins family in prayer, particularly my girl Cammie and Tim, who took care of their grandmother. Also, keep the Harris family in prayer. Mother Pearlie Mae Harris passed. Somebody I've been knowing since a kid, before I came into the world. And that whole family. Who else? Pray for members of our church. May, pray for her. Due to the passing of our girl Nisi. When I found that out, that just messed me all the way up. And pray for my auntie Vicky and the whole Rhodes family due to the passing of Fran. You seen that concert Gavin did recently? All right. Good night, everybody. All right. Father, tonight we pray for Melanin Standard's mom. In Jesus' name, you know what's going on in the life of this mother. You know what this mother is facing. You know what this mother is dealing with. You know all the challenges. You know the ins and the outs. You know the outs and the ins. You know what's getting ready to happen. You know how to stop what could be a different way. So you know, Father, and I pray that you will cause victory to come. I pray that you will cause victory to come in the name of Jesus. Where there is hopelessness, let hope come. Where there is discomfort, let comfort come. Where there is no sign of a miracle, let a miracle come. In the name of Jesus, I pray your strength to this mother of Melanin Standard in the name of the Lord Jesus. Let your will be done. 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 In the matchless name of Jesus, I give you glory, honor, and praise. Amen and amen. All right. God bless y'all. Heaven smile on you. All right. Much prayer, much power, little prayer, little power. No prayer, no power. Go with God. And he will go with you. And I believe God. Good night.